Alright, so it's 4:30 on Tuesday, May 12th, and I'm going to go check out if any opportunities arise in today's volatile market. We had a good pullback on tech today. I don't think that it's time to buy heavy on anything that's run, but I do think we may see some shift, some rotation starting to surface. So we're going to use Nova to try and find what's next in the market. So here we go. It's looking like we got a new one and improving. Look at that. Comms are starting to perk up. That is new today. It was just financials and consumers discretionary, so we may be seeing some rotation into comms here. What else? I still really like energy, even though it's showing that it's weak right now. Actually, let's check over to the themes page real quick. So I guess we already have that here. Energy plus only 1% today. It was up 3% yesterday. So small amount of rotation, and the big rotation seems to be into healthcare still. Not super surprising considering that's been real weak. Yeah. Okay, so maybe I think we might be a little late on the healthcare rotation. Well, I say late. I was already positioned for it, but kind of want to look for what's next. Let's see. Down the day. What's down the worst this month? Utilities. All right, let's see if we can't find something in utilities. So rather than try and screen for it here with the screener, we're actually going to let Nova find it, and we're going to do it fun. All right, we're going to make this fun. Hey Nova, I'd like to try and find an opportunity in the utility section. Can you kind of help me find the best utility stock with a high Nova score and give me your analysis on that? But when you do it, give it to me in layman's terms and deliver it like you're Trinity from the Matrix. So Nova's going to go out, scan the market, and find something. Mr. Anderson. She's going to go out and find something in the market using the tools. So she actually, behind the scene, has the ability to hook into all these tools so she can control all these different parts of the app herself. And I don't have to navigate the app and do that. She can do it for me, and she's going to go out and find the highest scoring stock based on the 13 layers of confluence in her mind in the utilities sector and present it in front of me. She'll probably find a few, and then from there we'll kind of do our own analysis and see what surfaces. So let's see what she finds.
Hiding in the. Give me a moment to find what's hiding in the construct. Empty. The S&P slice came back hollow. Let me widen the net, Mr. Anderson. The system ignored my sector filter and gave me the whole universe. Let me pull the utility names individually and find the one with the highest score while I have the lay of the land. The winner is clear. There is a difference, Luke, between knowing the path and walking it. I've scanned the utility sector, most of them. The Dukes, the Southerns, the Nextras. They're sleeping. Comfortable. Neutral zones, insider selling, momentum draining. The kind of names that pay you a dividend while the world reshapes around them. But one ticker is different. Constellation Energy, CEG. Nova scores 66.7. Accumulation zone, the highest in the utility patch. What you need to understand, CEG isn't really a utility. Not the kind that sells you a kilowatt hour for your dishwasher. CEG is the largest carbon-free electricity producer in America. They run nuclear plants. And right now, every hyperscaler, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Meta, is desperate for one thing they cannot manufacture themselves: baseload power for AI data centers. Nuclear is the only answer that scales without burning carbon. CEG sits at that intersection. Why the smart money is in the room. 8 of 26 tracked billionaire funds hold it. 3 of them opened new positions last quarter. That's the highest new position count I'm seeing across utilities. Big money is initiating, not exiting. 1 member of Congress board. Not a flood, but a tell. News flow is overwhelmingly bullish. 94% positive skew across 30 recent headlines. The narrative is intact. 0 insider selling in the last 90 days. Rare. Executives aren't running for the door. The catch. And there is one, Luke. There always is. The chart is ugly right now. Price is $293, sitting 27% below its 52-week high of $404, below both the 50-day and 200-day moving averages. Momentum is negative. The stock got ahead of itself and it's correcting. That's the trade. Smart money is accumulating while the chart looks broken. You're being offered the position the funds are taking. At their price, not the top. The verdict. This isn't a swing. This is a thesis position. The setup is buy weakness and a long-term winner with smart money. Confirmation. Wait for a basing pattern. Flat action above $280 for a couple weeks. Or scale in here, knowing you might see another leg lower first. Set your invalidation at the 52-week low zone around $247. Below that, the thesis is broken. I'm offering you the red pill. You take it. You see how deep this nuclear AI rabbit hole goes.
All right, so what a great job she did. This sounds great. This is actually exactly what I was looking for. I really wanted to find nuclear, but ideally something that was fundamentally strong. The problem with so many nuclear companies is there's you're speculating. It's all speculation. They're not profitable yet. But so this sounds like it is not solely nuclear, but also energy. So let's see. Yep. Severely discounted right now. Forward P is half its trailing, which is great. We have quite a lot of insiders buying here. Goodness, yes we do. One guy's got this as 3% of his portfolio. These are billionaires, by the way. And then over here, so Congress bought just 15,000, nothing crazy. So not as much smart money confluence as I'd like to see. So I think there's a good chance that we're going to see this consolidate here. We probably have some time, so we don't have to just dump into this. But it is in an uptrend currently. It actually just turned green, but it's breaking down again. So yeah, I think we have time here. This does look like an interesting opportunity, though. Let's see what else we can find out about it. While the annualized returns against the S&P are exceptional, so this is a true compounder over time, which, I mean, you can clearly see that in the chart. Up and to the right. Looks like we're catching it towards the bottom of this this trend line right here. So not too bad. Ideally, I'd like to get it down here, but, you know, can't have everything you wish for. And it looks like when we get down there, we don't stay down there very long, so may not get that chance. Fundamentals look exceptional here. Let's see what's in the news. AI data center backlash is growing. Yeah, that makes sense with the whole 40,000 acre Utah thing. I was literally just talking about that with one of my friends today. It's absolutely disgusting. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen, unfortunately, but might as well make money from it if it does. Constellation Energy enters 5 GW of nuclear gas. Alright, so these guys are broad exposure to energy. That's exactly what I'm looking for. It's exactly what I'm looking for. Q2 earnings call highlights. Let's see what we got from the last earnings here. $4.49 per share. Adjusted operating $2.74 per share. Free cash flow. Wow. Over a 30% increase on guidance. This company's growing good. Alright, negatives. Faces regulatory uncertainty. Yeah, obviously. CEG experienced higher costs served led to storms. Makes sense. That business. Yeah, nothing crazy here. Obviously, you could read through the news all day long if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that. I'm just looking for an opportunity to front run rotation here. So, I mean, we do see a pickup in volume down here towards these lows. Seeing a bit more accumulation, it does seem, but not crazy amounts yet. Although we do have, like I said, Congress and billionaires loaded right around these prices, just a little bit lower. But yeah, we do have one guy that's got 5% of his portfolio in this, $2 billion in it. and this guy has 170 million in it, and it makes up 2% of his portfolio, and this guy's got 5% in. I do think this makes sense. I mean, secular trend, right? Like, energy is only going to benefit from AI. It's going to hurt all of us normal people, but the energy companies are going to make a killing on this wave of data centers and AI infrastructure build out. So, I've been looking for opportunities in this space because energy has been beat up lately, but I don't really want to get into something like an Oklo because it's not what I teach. Now, like, this could really run. You can see it exploded last year, but see how it gave it all up? That's because this is just hype, right? I try to trade and invest in stocks that are going to compound over time that I don't really need to sell. I could trade them and sell them, but like I can also have conviction in holding them too. And I really like this chart. I mean, it's just a long-term compounder. It's like since it's the beginning of its charting, it's just up and to the right. It's a good, strong, fundamental business that compounds on itself. Does it pay a dividend? So we need to see details. It does pay a small dividend. Not sure if that's actually accurate. I'd go Google that actually real quick. Can you Google the dividend on CEG for me? Pull that up in a browser. Have her just bring it up for us real quick. Alright, what do we got here? Yep, okay, it was accurate.
Down the rabbit hole we go. Pulled it up for you, Luke. Fair warning. CEG isn't a yield play. Last I knew, the dividend was thin, well under 1%. This is a growth and thesis name, not an income name. If you want utility yield, you're shopping the wrong aisle.
Alright. So, I'm not overly enthusiastic about this just today, but I do like the idea of gaining some exposure to this company. I do like what I'm seeing, and it meets the type of criteria that I'm looking for. So, let's go ahead and have her build us a trade plan. I'm going to go ahead and turn her voice off because this is going to be a lot of information. So over the chat. Alright. Size it like up 2 to 4% of the portfolio depending on conviction, use trade. Yep, that makes sense. I'm thinking about 3%. Targets, hard stop under 245. Let's check that out real quick. So 245 is way down here. Makes sense. She's basically saying it's a stop under this low, which that makes sense with this chart. Although I do think there's a reasonable chance it could get down there one more time in the short term. I'd probably be adding there, to be honest, but yeah, so price stalls below 280 for 6 weeks, no smart money follow through. Yep, that makes sense too. Alright, so she's giving us a long-term trade plan for this. I really like this. Go ahead and make a note for this. Okay, that's been added to our notes. There we go. We have the plan for that. Look back at it later. I do want to see this scored at 66. What made it score so high is what I'm wondering. Track record. That makes sense. And Billionaire's buying. Yeah, I mean, 8 of the 26 funds that I'm monitoring are holding this, so that's high conviction name, so that gave it a big bump. Fundamentals are strong, almost a 70, and then the track record is astonishing. So as I said, it's a compounder. It clearly, I mean, you can clearly see that. It's just you buy the lows and just keep riding it up. Every time she dips, you just buy more, and it's it's played out perfectly since its inception, which makes sense. Energy costs are going up, and these guys have exposure to every inch of it. So, yeah, I think this is something I'm going to look into. Potentially start a small position in and kind of dollar cost average into it to get like a 1 to 2% exposure in my taxable and see how it does. And that's one of many ways you can leverage Nova to do some stock analysis and find some opportunities in the market. If you're interested in learning more or being a part of the community, head on over to leavingthematrix.com. Check out what we offer, check out what we do. Hit the memberships page to learn more. You can sign up for the free newsletter here, get one free stock analysis a week. And yeah, hope you guys